We also released a big update to search this week. So I also talked with Adam about the update to search. That's currently in beta, so it's not available to everyone right now. But if you're interested in having early access to that, you can get in touch with us through Populi support, and we can turn that on for you. So Adam's going to walk us through, again, what we were looking to accomplish there with the update to search and what's going to be coming down the road when that's released for everyone.
Great. All right. So this last week we made updates to search, and we currently are doing a soft release. So not everyone can see the updates that we made to search at this time, but we are rolling it out sort of on on request. So if a school is interested in using the new search features, we're turning it on for them. And the plan is to slowly roll that out. So at some point, is it going to be weeks? Is it going to be months before we roll out to everyone?
We don't have a set thing. So the position that we're in right now is we sort of ran to the end of the runway in terms of tweaks, improvements that were obvious to us without really putting it out there at scale. But we figured that search is such a big deal, it's used so much, and there's so much data in it. We figured that more tweaks, improvements would reveal themselves as we got some customers on board. But by doing a soft release, we could allow people to opt into using it initially, and then any tweaks, things we could make before we rolled it out to everybody. It's a big change, long time coming, and it's completely brand new from the ground up, running on new dedicated hardware. Like, everything is completely new. So, it just seemed like the responsible way to put it out there, but it probably won't be a very long time. We're not, we've been testing it with, in a production capacity for a little while internally before we released it, and it's been pretty good for a while. I think I've been telling people for months it's better than the old search. I think it's been better since the end of the summer, I think.
Yeah. And we've already had a number of schools that have been using it in beta, and the initial reports are good. So at this point, if a school is interested in trying out what we're going to look at, our plan, we're just going to look at what features are available with the new search today. And then if someone's interested in having that turned on, they can contact Populi support.
Yep.
And we can turn that on for their school. So let's take a look at what we did, or maybe you want to give a little background on what we were looking to accomplish.
Yeah, so it's been a big project. It's been a long time coming. I think it originated, we talked about it for a really long time, obviously. And then, because it's been, a while since it's had any major updates. I think I started doing the actual design, like how I wanted it to look and behave and stuff, last summer, I think. And then we finally got sort of full steam on it earlier this year, I think, in terms of like developing. We've had the actual search cluster hardware since last fall or something, up and running. There's just a lot of different pieces. Search is complicated, but then we've had have people on it pretty much full time a lot of this year. And so, the reason behind it is search is a really key piece of Populi. It's a really broad system with lots of different things all over the place. And search is a great way to find, where things are without having to, say, oh, do I look at this section, go to there, go to there, just like type in the things that find the thing you're looking for. The old search was based on, the best tech that was available at the time when we put that out, which, was a decade a little more than a decade ago. And we haven't really been able to drag it into, you know, what we would like it to be now, just because of the limitations of how it works. So we knew that we needed to make a technology change on the back end. And just from hearing from users, customers, you know, like the things that they didn't like about it, you know, things that didn't work well for them over the years. We've gotten a lot of feedback, and obviously we've used it. And, you know, we run into cases where, you know, you can't find in the limited search results that we had available, you couldn't find what you were looking for because you had a lot of similar names or something like that. So we really took all that on board and formulated, you know, a sort of spec in our heads of, okay, it needs to do these things. One of the big differences with the new search, the old one was sort of more of just a suggestion, you know, search. So like you start typing in something and we have a bunch of categories that we could look into. And then we would show you a limited number in those categories. But like I was saying, if you had a lot of people with similar names, you would sort of top out the category, the number of things that it would come back with. And you might not find them. And then there was really nothing after that. So one of the big changes with the new search is that you still have a sort of suggestion search where it tries to get you really quickly into whatever it is you're looking for. But if you're not seeing it there, or you can't find it, you can get full expanded search results now in what we call advanced search, which gives you some more options. So we have like the search bar up at the top. So yeah, if you see, this is not what you will see if you go into the beta or anything. This is a thing that I asked for in the developer accounts. But so you have the old search and the new search both active so that we can compare results. And but you won't have that if you get to the beta or at release. This one will go away and it will live up here. So that's obviously a change. It's in a slightly different place, but it will be accessible across the board. You see it no matter where you are in Populi. You don't have to be in the main tab. Another thing that's different is previously we had two searches that looked the same, whether you were in what used to be college management and is now just says home, or financial. If you use financial, you have the ability to go to financial. You would still have this search, but it would only search financial stuff. And the one in college management, now home, would search everything else. The new search searches everything the same, no matter where you are. So it's always consistent. So you don't have to think about, I'm looking for a person, am I in the wrong tab?
Right. You
type person's name in, you'll find a person. And you can type financial transaction number, wherever, and you'll find that. So yeah, that's kind of the, you know, motivations are a lot of things that people didn't like about the way search worked. And yeah, we had to really redo it to address those.
Yeah, great. So initially, that's one thing people need to be aware of. If they want to give a heads up to their staff and anyone who uses search at their organization, should be pretty straightforward. I mean, it's 2 inches away, but
yeah, it's pretty close. Hopefully, you find it, and hopefully and also the functionality of it, I think, should be pretty intuitive to anybody that uses the internet, web applications, things like that. You know, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Search is a really well trodden area of user interface and user experience type of thing. So we're trying to, pull from all the knowledge that exists out there and put it into a context in Populi that makes sense and works well for people.
Yeah, and we're incorporating, I think, saved searches. So if there's searches that they're doing on a regular basis, it's going to suggest.
Yeah. So right. So yeah, we can just jump in and start looking at it. So one of the things, so you can invoke search. So you can click on search up here, click, and it'll show you the search. Another thing that we've added, which I think some people will be happy about, is hotkeys. And there's actually a little keyboard icon right here, which will give you a little shortcut tutorial so that you can get your head around those. So here's a number of things you can do, toggling this, this one's pretty cool.
Great.
Continuing the previous search is pretty cool. We can demonstrate that. Going up and down the list, going to the result. You can go straight to advanced search if you want, like you might just like it, or you might know that the thing that you're searching for is, you're going to have to end up there anyway, for whatever reason. So you can just skip right to it. And then you can hit escape and close stuff. And the hotkeys, I'm on a Mac. So we've got the Clover here that we control on Windows, and that will say control if you're on a Windows computer.
Okay.
So when you first fire, so here I'm going to hit hotkeys, Apple K, and fire that up. And the first thing you'll see will be recent searches. So these will be things that you have found via search recently. It'll show you the last 10 or something like that. I think memory serves. So these are the last things that I've searched. I haven't been in here a whole lot, so I've just got a couple. Another thing, so and so you can just go back to that profile that you were looking at earlier this morning or whatever, just by calling up search, clicking, choosing. That's up where I am already, or that's a different person. Another thing that's cool, which is a kind of a special thing. So if I type Isaac, it's going to do a search for Isaac. And then if I go, okay, I'm going to go to this Isaac Rauke, and so this stays open, just like the old one did. This will stay open so that you can kind of make sure you got the right person. See, like there's 2 Isaac Raukes, and I might, click on the wrong one, or not, just be like, so you'll find the right one. So then you can click out or hit escape, and then it'll close it. But if you re-invoke the search, so we're here, you see it's clear, it's a fresh search, but we've got the new results in there. Use my mouse. But you can hit the up arrow if you're in here. But you can hit the up arrow and it will repopulate the last thing that you typed in there.
Okay.
Which is cool if for whatever reason, let's say, you were typing something and you just clicked out and you're like, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. You can hit Apple K, hit up, you're back where you were.
Nice.
So you don't lose, right? Because some people didn't like the old search, would just keep it in there until you sort of reloaded the page. It would just keep it in there. And some people were like, oh, that's cool. And some people were like, that's annoying, I have to clear it. So now it's always fresh, but if you didn't want it to be fresh, hit the up arrow. And here you go. So this is still similar in terms of, you get suggestions based on what you've put in. And you can see we highlight the things that match. And then you'll have the option to see more about these people. So the system is telling me that there's only 7 person results total, based on name, based on the name Isaac. So there's 7 people with Isaac somewhere in their name. And then you have another section down below, which is people with Isaac in their email address. And there's a whole bunch of those. There's 22 additional people. So if we have the number of things that it shows here, and what it shows is based on the scoring of the actual search results. So if we have a lot of similar scores, it'll show you probably fewer, and it will say, hey, there's a bunch more, you'll need to look at them, where we can show you more information so you can tell them apart. If there are fewer better results, then we'll just show them to you. So like up here, there aren't more results, but you can see more about those results in order to tell which one is which that you're looking for. So we can, if we click on that, it'll jump us over to advanced search, and you'll see advanced search. This is the different categories. that are available. And there are a number that you can choose from. So you can search categories by your search term. We jumped into people because that's the category that we jumped over from.
Okay.
And then we'll show you some additional information about people, their picture, and if they have certain roles, we'll put a little badge on it so you can tell, oh, that's the, I know I'm looking for a student. So, hey, there's the one that's a student. It'll show you some, information about if they are a student, it'll show you their course of study stuff. It'll show you where they're from. And then that'll be conditional based on the data that we have. And also, if they have roles in the system, like students, we show special things. And, we try to anticipate the things that you would use to tell somebody apart. Name is one of the options where you have the ability to, to choose different fields to search by. If there are fields to search by, that'll show up here, and then different types will show up here. But yeah, then you can just jump over to, to your search result. That way.
I love that. I think that's going to be useful on a bunch of different levels. Some people, if they're working on projects, you might have advanced search open in one tab and then just be opening these profiles into separate tabs. So you've kind of got like a dedicated window that you can use for whatever search related activity you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. Advanced search does work as it's an overlay. So you stay in the same place.
Okay.
You can call it up and dismiss it. And you don't actually leave where you're at. So I think that's handy.
Yeah, that's huge.
But yeah, if you're doing the beta, great. If you want to start using it, let us know. Please send us all feedback in anything. I mean, it doesn't matter how nitpicky it is. That's kind of the level that we're at now. I think it works really well. Something that's worth talking about is that the current iteration of the new search has no what we call like phonetic matching, which is something that is kind of cool, but also can result in confusing search results, which is something that a lot of people disliked about the old search. We're still talking about whether we want to try to use that at all in the new search, but if it doesn't need it, then it doesn't need it. The old search, it's just built into it where, you might misspell something and then, it has a way of trying to guess, based on phonics, which can be really cool, but we found a lot of the time people just are bewildered by why things are showing up in the result. So the new one doesn't have it at all right now. If that's something that you miss, let us know.
Yeah. And that means people are going to need to be more exact in their searches. They may misspell something.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you might
correct that in order to get
the matching
they're looking for.
The matching and scoring is so much better that even on like partial, parts of names and stuff, that there's a pretty good chance you might have to jump into advanced search, but I think, there's a pretty good chance you find, but that's again, one of the things why we want to have a soft launch, so we can get more information from people about, okay, would it be better if we had, some kind of implementation of that? There's always a push-pull of the more stuff you put in to a search result, it could be helpful, but sometimes it could be frustrating and, polluting the results. So,
but the way that search indexing works, there's no way to have that be like a checkbox where you can say, show me phonetic results or something like that. I mean, you really have to kind of go one way or the other.
I mean, anything is possible, I guess, but I think from a usage standpoint, we don't want to have to make it that, fiddly. We want to just kind of open it up, start typing stuff, find what you're looking for. You don't have to use a bunch of menus or settings. We want it to just, but we have with our new system, we have far more ability to improve results and tweak, things. We're using, the best tech that we can get our hands on as of right now. And I think it is evident. Right now.
Great. Well, great. So folks have feedback, reach out to Populi support. We look forward to hearing about what you like about it, what you don't like. And again, it's not live for everyone. So if you're interested in using News Search, reach out to Populi support and we can turn it on for you. And then here in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month, maybe longer, we will be rolling it out to everyone. And so we look forward to getting everyone's feedback on that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super excited for it to be out. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Adam.
All right. See you later.